Okay, we are back. It actually feels kind of funny to be back because I literally just finished a painting about 5 minutes ago, my folk art inspired trees, and now I'm going right into this one because that's just the way my week needs to be. And so my folk art inspired trees are scheduled to go out Thursday. This one's going to go out Friday. And I don't know why I'm telling you that because it won't make sense once these are already out. But anyway, I usually post on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, but I'm just switching it up this week for Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, you may or may not have gathered that I am painting some pumpkins, and we're going to do a whole page of them today. I'm just kind of starting with some little blobs, and I would say this is loosely inspired by Terry Runyon. I've talked about her before. She just really helped me probably, I don't know, a few years ago anyway. She helped me loosen up a little bit and just have fun with my art. So I've purchased at least a couple of her courses, and I can't remember if what I'm about to tell you was a course or if it was a Facebook Live or a YouTube video. I just don't remember, but it was called From Blobs to Birds, and then in parentheses she put and cats because it was going to be just from blobs to birds, but one of them she made into a cat. And it was just so fun. It was just truly making blobs. You can see here, I'm obviously making them more into the shape of something that would lend itself to be a pumpkin in a little bit here. But she really encouraged us in that exercise to paint blobs and then add more colors. And so the colors just, blend together. And it was just so fun. And then you let that dry and come in and paint on their faces and feathers. And it was just a hoot. All right, I've let this first layer dry, and now I'm coming in with a second coat on all of the pumpkins, except for the green ones, because I just like how they look. I am using Paul Rubens paints today that I got on Amazon, and I'm coming in now with a Micron. Now that the second layer is dry, coming in with my Micron pen. I will link whatever I'm using in this video. I'm trying to get better at that. It's been a while since anybody's asked, but in the past when people are like, hey, what are you using for this? And I'm just going to try to get better at that. And all right, just coming in, I'm going to outline my pumpkin, give it a little stem, and draw in the segments. For this one, I'm drawing the segments top to bottom. Some of them you'll see I'm not going to make them connect at the top and bottom, or they may not connect in the middle. And you can just, this one I'm giving little curly Q vines that are still attached. And then I'm just going to scribble in a little shading at the bottom for a shadow, just to kind of ground it a little bit. And we're just going to do that on all of them. You can see I'm just very loosely scratching in some lines and drawing in a little shadow where the stem meets the pumpkin. And this one's just getting a little short pumpkin. And then just draw in your segments. And I'm purposefully not having it connect at certain spots. And you can see this is just going to be very simple. And if this is your first time watching any of my videos, I will just fill you in that this is my very first sketchbook that I've ever purchased. And it's been interesting, I will say that. I've always been kind of afraid to work in a sketchbook. It just seems so permanent. And so I've had some fears around that and working on it. But this is page 13 of 24 in this particular sketchbook. I'm only going to be painting on one side of the pages for a couple of reasons. The main reason, I just don't really love this sketchbook. And I don't love it because I don't love the size of it, first of all. I don't like how oblong it is. It's just, I like to work in a square format, if that's the word I'm looking for. And yeah, this one's just a little too oblong. This would have been great back in the day when I did more landscapes, and I think it would lend itself wonderfully to that. But guess what? I've been practicing landscapes. Of course, not in my sketchbook, but I've been practicing some folk art inspired landscapes because I just find them to be so charming, and so I just want to try my hand at it. So hopefully maybe before this sketchbook is over, I will do a folk art inspired landscape and maybe fill a whole page and not just do what I'm doing now. which is 12 pumpkins. I'm not sure why, because I like odd numbers, but I wasn't counting. I was just kind of placing the little blobs here and there, and it ended up being 12. And you know what? If you are doing this or seeing this and you're like, I don't want to do 12 pumpkins, I don't want to have to think about 12 different stems and different lines and all that, that is totally fine. You know what you can do? Just take one of these pumpkins or any pumpkin you have in your imagination and fill up the whole page. You could do a big ovally pumpkin right in the middle as we have the page oriented here, or you could flip it to be vertical and do one of those long, taller oval pumpkins and fill up the page. You could just do one. That is something that's been challenging for me with this sketchbook, is just trying to fill the page, which I know you don't have to. You could also tape it off or draw in some different frames or whatever, but for me, it's just a whole new mindset working in a sketchbook than working on loose paper. So it's been a good exercise for me, I think. And I did buy another sketchbook that's waiting in the wings. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've heard people pronounce it Hanamula, whatever. And it is a square sketchbook. So I'm kind of excited about that. But for some reason, I'm wanting to finish this one first. I know many people work in more than one sketchbook at a time, but I'm just not quite there yet. I want to finish this and put it to the side. It's been fun though, and I really like a lot of the pages I've done. Not my snowy pine tree one from last week, but that's okay. You know, turns out I don't feel like the whole sketchbook is ruined, which was one of my fears. I thought, I don't want to work in a sketchbook because if I do a painting that's bad, then the whole thing's ruined. Well, I did a painting that was bad in my mind, and turns out my sketchbook isn't ruined. I'm still having fun. So I hope you can have fun with this too and be a little looser than I have been. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. All right, we're going to finish it off with the date, Tuesday, October 22nd today. And I hope that your week is going well. I'm saying that because it's going to be Friday when you're seeing this. I hope your week has gone well, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Until the next video, take good care. Oh, and like and subscribe. Okay, bye.